Is it recording? Okay. Right. Now this is something for Jamie Rio, who is a beautiful man and currently very much asleep. And it's just got light bits. Daylight savings soon, so who fucking knows what time of the month it is. Yeah, I'm Will Quick, which was ironic up until I hit sexual maturity. And then, yeah, it became less ironic. But I dealt with it like any self-respecting 17-year-old would by buying dubious Chinese herbs off the internet. And if you're thinking about following a similar route, then I would fucking thoroughly not recommend it, because I don't know about your mums, but my mum was... Well, she checked my post. Anything I had to do with the fucking letterbox was her domain. She would be in charge of the post. And it doesn't matter how fucking indiscreetly they package these Chinese herbs. If it rattles when it hits the doormat, your mum is going to be suspicious. End of. So, one of the reasons my name was ironic was because I was an obese child. So, as you can imagine, when these pills hit the doormat, these Chinese herbs, the only two logical thought processes that could go through my mum's head were, one, I was buying some sort of vitamin tablets because I was some sort of health nut, and to recap, I was a fat child with a bowl cut and a Jehovah's Witness, so arguably the triad of nonsense you don't want to be. But so on the one hand, I could be a health freak, which was ruled out due to my being obese and clearly having no sense of A, personal hygiene, and B, anything resembling self-image. Or on the other hand, I could perhaps be some sort of internet drug baron buying narcotics from a seedy man I met in MSN Messenger. My mum had never heard of MSN Messenger. She used to use AOL chat a lot. And she used to wake up in the morning and tell me things, ask me questions such as ASL, which stood for age, sex, location. And I think that's an indicator of how little me and my mother knew each other at these times. But, I mean, I'm sure she was pretty sure of my sex due to the fact that she gave birth to me. Don't know. Age probably blurs. But, anyway, my point was that Alan Sugar, the BBC lied to me. I've grown up to be quite a cynic, and I think I've got two reasons for that. One is that the BBC have fucked me over. Absolutely fucked me over beyond belief, because growing up, you've got to bear in mind that I grew up with such fucking classic kids' TV programmes as Okie Doke, Made of Oak, standard, it's undebatable, Okie Doke, Made of Oak. Poddington Peas, made of peas. The Poddington Peas were not just made of peas, they fucking were peas. Wizardora, she was a wizard, we adore her, clever. And then I grew up believing this, like that your name meant what you were, that whatever I was, it was defined by my name. And then Alan Sugar came along. Alan fucking Sugar. And as soon as I heard the name and saw him, my life goals were shattered. He's not made of sugar. Alan Sugar is not made of sugar. So that basically gave me some sort of existential crisis, because fundamentally I led my whole life as a obese child, thinking that doesn't matter, when I'm old enough to enter the Olympics, I'll have some sort of intrinsic speed advantage over my peers based purely on my surname. And it was ruined. That dream was gone. Alan Sugar, by being the most smartest entrepreneur in the world, well, it's like a fucking mad law down in sugar. Weird. But yeah, by doing that, it destroyed my dreams. So thanks BBC for that. Next time, try producing. Here's a tip for any of the BBC people who are watching this. Tip 1, I'm looking for a job. And I think you can see from this video that I am fucking A grade job material. And B, don't toy with a child's emotions like that. It's just fucking terrible. So yeah, I've had a good night. Me and Jamie. Oh, he's asleep. Look at him, he's a fucking cutie. Oh shit. There he is. Where's the power? Quick tour of the house. Do you think my chest hair looks like a horse? Probably can't see it from there, but yeah. Right. This is the view from the window. That's the. You see that there? That's the camera. We can't talk about this too loudly, but that camera watches Jamie at all times. It's watching him now. I can see its beady little paw looking at him. I was going to write this all down. This is mainly for Jamie, but I got sidetracked by 6 minutes 46. Where's the fucking power? Oh, here we are. I don't know what this I'm looking at. Right, now, here's my PS de resistance, and this is a philosophical thought that starts at 7 minutes. Let me write this down. The longer I leave it, the more. Jamie, if you're watching this, bear with me. P.S. You have saved my life tonight. Oh, fuck it. Right. So, let's think about reincarnation. Right. Today, say there's, I'm going to make something up, say there's 10 billion people alive. That's 10 billion. How can I show you 10 billion? Right. Now, in some time in the past, there was 9. Okay, I can't move my fucking things like that. 5. At some point in the past, there was 5 billion people alive, and now there's 10. Right. So that alone makes you think, well, if there's reincarnation, right, how can these 5 million people now be 10 million people? If you believe that if I die, I come back as someone else, like I'll die and then I'll instantly be reborn, like the Dalai Lama is, allegedly, then how do you count for these new souls? And then you could say, for example, that, oh, well, the souls that are already here are put into new vessels, whereas there's new souls coming in, and they go into new bodies. And the problem with that is that it just answers a question with 2 more questions, like, where are these new souls coming from? What arbitrary reason led these old souls to be born previously to the new souls? Like, what is going on in this fucking dodgy place? And then, having thought about this a bit, I kind of thought, well, you've got 10 billion people alive now. Bear in mind, this is a fucking aggressive guesstimate, Jamie. And there were 5 in the past. Now, if I'm one of the 10 billion alive now, perhaps in this sort of death place you go to when you die, you can get reincarnated as someone from the past. So I could die now and be reincarnated as one of King Harold's bowmen in 1066. And that kind of ties it all up. Like, you think, oh, that makes sense. Like, everyone alive now, go back, and it's brilliant. And then I thought about it for a bit. I don't believe in anything in particular. I generally kind of like the sort of just thinking for the sake of thinking. And I thought, well, if you believe that you can... Oh, I've got to set up because this is the fucking crux of the matter. Right, so if you can believe and understand, but just kind of see it could be true, that you could be reincarnated someone from the past, so like King Harold's archers, I could be reincarnated as William Shakespeare, then you think, well, say I was reincarnated as William Shakespeare, when I die, then what happens? Well, I get reincarnated as someone else, obviously. So the logical progression from this whole reincarnation thing is that perhaps we're all the same person, and this universe has been set up purely for us, for me, who is you, Jamie, who is you if you're watching this and you've delved through the 8 minutes of absolute fucking nonsense to get to this, and not questioned the fact I'm now naked. So perhaps we are all each other. Like, I could die now because there's no constraints on time. I could be me, and at some point in the future or the past, I could have been Jamie. I could have been anyone. And perhaps this universe was set up purely to grow us as a species, but that species is only one person that's gradually grown, the population has grown, so we've grown, and there's more experiences to be had, and we're all the same person, which, even if you don't necessarily believe it, which I don't, I think I don't believe particularly anything, I'm aggressively atheist, but like meditation, go figure. But I think the kind of theory behind it, that perhaps we could all be everyone. If you live your life like that, then you're never going to hurt anyone. And since I finally got my head around, I finally crystallised the thoughts I was having in something solid that I can now talk about, like now, I feel like I'm treating people better, because I don't see people as objects, or no, not objects, or something like that. I don't see people as being just fucking stupid people, like, oh, look at that fucking twat, he's got a fuck off horn that he blows all the time and really pisses me off. Didn't even wake up. But yeah, like, we're all, like, I'm blowing this horn now, but Jamie's asleep, and perhaps at some point in the future I will be Jamie asleep listening to some twat rambling on the computer. So I think it's a nice exercise in empathy, because you can empathise with everyone, we're all the same, and yeah. Basically, come to London for the night, and I've had a fucking brilliant time. Hung out with George Wigsell in with George Wigsell in the club, which was nice because I've never really hung out with him properly before. He's a really nice boy, and plus he fucking put up with me when I was at my worst earlier. Brought me home, very nice boy. Caroline and Jamie, I fucking love them to pieces, like fucking family. And yeah, basically the crew I saw tonight, plus a few extra stragglers, are the only people that, well, no, I'm not going to say that, they're the people I didn't piss off enough for me to have to feel like I need to avoid them. I should probably stop there because it's almost 15 minutes long, and we've all done silly things in our lives,